I guess I do have an SD card in the camera if it's recording. So, an update on the 77 Ford F-250 pickup. It has been successfully picked up from my brother, and he had a very successful journey back to the Northeast here in the United States. Around a 3,000 mile trip is what it was, and it performed flawlessly. Transmission went through all gears, never missed a beat, fantastic. While my brother was driving here from the Pacific Northwest here in Oregon to the East Coast, going through Las Vegas, or rather somewhere in the Nevada desert, actually the engine skipped a couple of times. He was really nervous because he's out in the middle of nowhere. But in the end, it turned out it was just a couple of skips and ran perfectly after that. I suggested to him that maybe here in Oregon specifically, where he filled up and all along the way until you get out of Oregon, we do have ethanol gas. We have ethanol in our gas, 10%, which a lot of guys don't like, gearheads don't like, obviously, because it fouls things up. The ethanol gets in there and it just gums stuff up. It's just not great. But there is a benefit of having ethanol in your gasoline, believe it or not. And up to a certain point, it emulsifies water into the gas. Meaning, if you have water in your gas, normally without ethanol, it would block the filter. However, ethanol helps emulsify it and dissolves it, quote unquote, and allows it to pass through the engine. So, in this case, I said, well, maybe you picked up some water here in Oregon somewhere, and you filled up with clear gas meaning ethanol-free gas. At a shop, or wherever you picked up a regular ethanol-free gas, and perhaps the water molecules dropped out of it, create a little spurt. I don't know. It may not have been it. It probably could have been more or less by hokey wiring that I did, which is why we sent him with a fire extinguisher, or he bought one, but he had a fire extinguisher at the ready. Other than that, it was pretty uneventful. I did take it before he took it. I took it to the coast, as you say, help, and we were able to successfully take a picture of it and document that. So when he goes back to the East Coast, he can take a picture when the truck is on the East Coast, and we can literally now say that this coast is an East coast-to-coast truck. And it all started out in Iowa, so I think it's got a lot of mileage on her now. It's been all over the country. Anyways, he had a very good time with it. When I drove it, it drove just fine. Lots of power. Obviously, big block 460, and with the two-wheel drive pickup, that's not going to weigh a whole lot compared to what it could be laden down with. It went up and it boogied. I think my brother reported about the same miles per gallon as I got, which is around 10 miles to the gallon. 10 and a half, but he may have touched 11s there a couple of times, and that's pretty good for a big block 460. That's pretty good. And I was told by my instructors back in college, you can get decent mileage out of some of the bigger engines. There's one little trick you need to do, and I agree with him. Stay out of your secondaries, right? Stay on the primary circuit. You go whoom on it, open up them secondaries, and whoosh. Oh yeah, you're gonna lose all miles per gallon. But if you can learn how to drive just using your primaries, you'd be surprised how good of a fuel efficiency engine you might have. And I use that as loose coil. Obviously 10 miles per gallon nowadays is unheard of, unless you're in farm trucks or bigger like F-550s and 650s and stuff like that, or like I don't know what Chevys would be, a Chevy Kodiak or the Sidekick, stuff like that. Obviously, you're gonna get poor gas mileage, or U-Hauls, you're gonna get poor gas mileage. But he was able to squeeze double digits miles per gallon out of that 460. Yes, it's been rebuilt, so everything's nice and tight. Got a good torque cam in there so the torque is applied to a lot of the lower end of the engine RPMs, so more for that stump pulling torque and power. But he did really good. It is successfully in his garage now. He's currently spray painting it, doing some touch-up work. He's able to scrub the glass away from all that barnacle stuff. I can't remember what's called off the top of my head. So now the window glass shines brightly, nice and clear for the most bit. we did notice there's a little bit of fogging down by the seal, so the seal is starting to, or the laminate's starting to break down, which is to be expected because I think it is original glass from '77. It is to be expected, but for now, he did just fine. And it turns out for the midship tank, we could not get straps on, so we had this literally a ratchet strap, 3 ratchet straps on the tank, and got it home. And the problem with his pickup, it's an early '77, so a lot of the 1976 parts actually apply to him and not the '77 parts, and vice versa. The switchover years obviously are a pain if you have the early year model as what he does, because half the stuff the inventory is used from Ford. They're willing to use up all their old junk because they don't want to throw it away. They already made it. They already put an investment in it, so just use up the old stock and then switch over to the '77 newer parts. So he's right in the middle of that. So we don't know if that's the issue, or maybe the mounting brackets for the tank or just for the '76 flavor. We just don't know. But anyways, he's gonna struggle with that, but he's gonna have a lot of fun with that too. As far as putting in new wiring. We did have a front main seal that leaked. The engine rebuilder did give me a speedy sleeve, but I decided not to use it. Figured, yeah, it's been refurbished, risk it for the biscuit, and it just leaks just a little bit, just like a drip every now and then. It's nothing critical, so he'll probably put a speedy sleeve on there and call it good. It's way cheaper to put a speedy sleeve on the crankshaft snout than actually having to weld it up and then mill it back down, which you can do, but for speedy sleeve for $10, it's no muss, no fuss. Just slap it on there and go. The front cover does leak a little bit, so he's got a new front timing cover he'll be putting on that as well. He may not be videotaping it just because of time, and with cameras they just take so long to process, and it just slows you down, which is why I haven't uploaded much content, because I'm too far behind working on my own fleet, including Little Tugger. So I just have to turn the camera off. I just have to bash it out. So, but it's good. He received it. He'll be good for the winter. He got a lot of winter time with it coming up. He's not blowing snow when the Northeast gets bombed, but no, he's gonna have a lot of fun with it. Him and his kids are gonna have a lot of fun with it. So I just want to give you guys that quick update. We might have more video this fall. I've got a '55 Ford F-150 or F-100 correction that's coming out of the barn that's been sitting there for 38 years. Be advised, I am getting ready to sell my house and move out, so content's probably going to be little to nil, which for some of you guys is probably just fine. But I do want to keep this channel alive for a little bit longer while I have my other channels slowly getting their way to becoming monetized. They're the simulator variety. I'm building a flight simulator rig and a truck simulator rig, kind of side by side on 2 separate channels, so I'm nurturing those when I can. Since they're not monetized, I can work a lot slower and hopefully do a little bit better content, but it's not ready for you guys yet. You guys may not even be interested. I like to get further along on my builds wherever we buy our new house at before I share with you guys what I've been doing. But there is stuff working in the background, so if there's radio silence, of course, it's just I got a lot on my plate. I just have to shut the camera off and get it done. Anyways, thank you for watching. We'll catch you hopefully this Thanksgiving or December when we pull that F-100 out, hopefully. That video is done. but we're still doing repairs on it. No spoilers here. We are working on the brakes as of right now. And yeah, after 38 years, it still needs it going through, even though it's been parked in a barn for all that time. So anyways, thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the flip side, yo. Peace. Where's the off button?